and welcome. We have another Commander gameplay, and this time we're playing against McCall123-123, and he won the die roll, or she won the die roll. Just to have fun, good luck. I am playing Rayne, and they're playing Gitrog Monster. Pop these out this time. I've seen a couple games with Gitrog Monster, and I've played against it probably more than any other commander right now. And the one thing I've noticed is that the deck just folds to control magic effects, and this game you will see why that is the case. So we have a serviceable hand. We have Personal Tutor to go find whatever we need, Ponder to fix it, and long-term plans, well, it's a very aptly named card. Ponder and long-term plans are probably two of the best named cards for what they do, respectively. Alright, so we're definitely going to keep this, and he keeps 7. I like to see that. We actually get a game in. So, we're just going to lead on the Ponder. I have no reason to bluff anything. So we see Soul Ring, Strip Mine, and Archaeomancer. Definitely going to keep these, not going to shuffle. Now, I choose, but since it's not the Mana Crypt, and we're playing against a green deck, I do not want him to know we have Soul Ring. So we're going to put Archaeomancer back on the bottom, and then Ring, and then Strip Mine. Not shuffle the library, and then draw the Mine. So that way, if he goes turn 2 Thoughtseize, he just takes one of these cards and doesn't take the Soul Ring. Soul Ring is going to be much better than anything in our hand right now. If he does Thoughtseize us, he'd likely take the Personal Tutor. That's the most terrifying card in this hand. But it's possible that he takes long-term plans, or just Mana Leak, because it's a counter. So we're ready to pick up the Strip Mine and ship it back. And he goes Greenland and cycles. Love to see that. So you're going to land, ring, and ship it back. We're going to sit on a Mana Leak. We could have deployed Rayne that turn, but I'm worried that he had a tap land last turn. I'm worried that he's just going to go like land Sylvan Library, and then we'll be back behind the 8-ball. I honestly think Sylvan Library is more powerful than Soul Ring, because it will get him to his development faster, but it's kind of a toss-up. You can make an argument for either case. With how my hand is set up, Sylvan Library might beat me, so let's play around that. I don't need Rayne that much anyway, so he's going to Sylvan Scrying, and I expect this to be getting Cavern of Souls, so it's an easy counter just to make sure that card doesn't come out. We have Strip Mine, and we're going to strip the Ebon Stronghold. We don't have a counter if he goes land Gitrog Monster, because Ebon Stronghold makes black, 1, 2, any land gives him Gitrog Monster right away. He'd be down to 3 lands in play, but assuming he'd be able to play a second one for turn. 4 lands, and then on his upkeep, sack 1 down to 3, but he'd be drawing cards, and we don't have a counter spell yet, so we're just going to keep him off Gitrog and keep him off black mana. Of course, he goes into Jungle Hollow the following turn. Gains life, but it's a tap land. So now it's time to deploy Rayne and Personal Tutor. Now I have a lot of options here, but we're getting the Temporal Manipulation. Take a turn. At this point, we just want to try to get a hidden cards, and it's one of our better choices. It's possible I should have gotten Treasure Cruise, because our grave's starting to fill up, especially with Aether Mage in our hand to cycle, so Treasure Cruise probably could have been correct also. He's going to ramp, and then play a land, and he's going to... Weird. 1, 2, 3, ramp, and... He didn't play a land that turn. I think he clicked through it. So we're going to attack with Rayne, get in for 1, and we decided not to do this yet. Our goal is going to be 3 mana, cycle, go get something, and then use long-term plans and set us up. So he plays the land that he probably missed last turn. Plays Tribelder, and plays Dark Deal. And I make a small mistake here, but it's okay. So I cast the Aether Mage because if I cycle it for anything, I'm just picking a different wizard to have discarded. So it doesn't. I'd rather have the 1/2 in play. And then I long-term plans, thinking, all right, well I'm going to draw 2 cards from Dark Deal, and then on my turn I'm going to draw the thing that I get. But Dark Deal is 1 less card, so I should have left Aether Mage in my hand. So I would discard 3, draw 2, and then on my next turn draw whatever I tutored for. So a little bit of a misplay, but it's not going to hurt too badly. So we get an island. So we tutor. You'll see what we tutored for in a sec. Let's keep it a secret. Get another island. Very strong. So powerful. Alright, so let's get in there. And he sacks in the declare attackers. I think he meant to do the block sack trick, but he just jumped the gun on it. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it's 1 damage. Yet, from my commander, it's not going to kill him. Just a little bit of pressure. And he goes Dark Ritual, Desolation. Okay. We have plenty of land, so that's not going to be terrible for us. Not going to destroy us. And we're hoping he plays Gitrog Monster right here. Because remember, what we tutored for is on top of our deck right now. That island was the second card down. And he goes Gitrog, and he has to sacrifice one of his Slippery Karst, which is definitely the correct sacrifice, because that's the cycling land. If he gets Life from the Loam, he just goes crazy. Sower of Temptation. We figured that when he Dark Dealed, our best bet was to go get Sower and plan on taking the Gitrog Monster. And that's exactly what we're intending to do here. So take the monster, yoink, play the land, get in for 2. And we play the land just because we have a couple 4-mana counterspells in our deck, and if we draw one off the Forced Sacrifice from Desolation, oddly enough, it's good for him, but it's even better for me because I have a Gitrog Monster now. So I'm going to sack one of them, and of course we don't draw one of our 4-mana counters. So he plays Gerard's Orders. He discards Ulamog, and he gets a Terracodon. And this was ambitious, in my opinion. It's true, like, Fleshbag Marauder doesn't do anything, but he could go get something like Shriekmaw, play any black source, Shriekmaw Sower, get back Gitrog, and go to end step, sack land, draw a card, and I don't really have any way out. And I don't know why he goes and gets Ulamog. He loses his graveyard at that point. And he plays Elf and a land. So he did have land, just not a black source. So if he had tapped 1, 2, 3, 4 and left up Jungle Hollow, he could have got Shriekmaw, played the Forest, Shriekmaw the Sower, gotten back Gitrog. But that was not the play he made. He might not have Shriekmaw on the deck, but tutor for creature, you should be able to answer my board. So we sack a land, no big deal, draw 2 lands, lovely. So we did some math and realized we can make this Chalice for 3, because that gives us just enough to recast Rayne if we need to. So I'm going to get in for a bunch. He's going to chump Rayne. I'm going to recast Rayne. I lose a land, I draw a land, and he scoops it up. It was a good game overall. I think the scoop might have been a little preemptive, but that Gerard's Orders was definitely the incorrect decision. Shriekmaw, or hell, even Bone Shredder for this turn, like, let me have Gitrog for 1 more turn is not terrible. We wanted to make sure Rayne stayed out, so if he killed Sower, we at least got to draw a card off it. And it was probably incorrect to go get Terracodon. There was no way this was going to be deployed with Desolation out, especially because it can't even kill the Sower when it comes down. It just kills my mana sources, and you don't want to kill my mana sources when I have the Gitrog Monster. These decks seem to be really dependent on the Hypnotoad, so if you can yoink it from them with one of your control magic effects, the decks cease to function very well. Gitrog is a huge engine, but the rest of the deck is just oil that helps him move along. He is the bread and butter of the deck, though, and if you can prevent them from accessing him with Sower of Temptation, Beguiler of Wills, Desertion is one of my favorite counterspells right now. you can take the Gitrog Monster without them getting value off it or too much value off it. They are put very far behind, especially when their effects like Desolation start leveraging value for you. So it's a great game overall, and thanks for the game, McCall. See you guys in the next one.